sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh my goodness. It's the last party of the weekend, Smiley.
It sure is.
You're here.
I am.
You're here.
I didn't make it last week.
Yeah, we replaced you.
I know. It's my usual replacement, and he looks good over here.
Steven, when he found out you weren't coming, he like ran over there to that spot.
It's it's a nice spot. It's right in the cooler. You have some good lighting. I mean, there's no reasons not to be in this spot.
I don't disagree on that. I mean, but you're alive.
I'm alive. I barely made it.
People were like, "Is Smiley going to be on this week's show?" I was like, "I don't know."
I made it through. I really did wreck myself. Like, I couldn't move like all the way through about Wednesday.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did this music video for people who are trying to understand what happened last Saturday. And we thought it was going to be a lot more fun probably than work. And it was a lot more work than it was fun, I would probably say. Would you?
No, I would agree with that statement. Yeah. For one thing, I feel like I was completely lied to about the ability of a human being to beat up a car.
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2 lied to me.
Hadouken!
I was like, man, I can do some axe kicks, and this freaking like the bumper's gonna come off.
No,
it's
not.
Not even close.
It's American steel, my friend.
Yeah, I went to that like a railroad worker, and I only like made it go down 3 inches. I was like, man,
we beat up a truck.
We beat up a truck, not very effectively.
Yeah. So then I go to bed at 1, like a crazy person.
We were still filming at 1.
No, we weren't.
Okay, we just finished.
We finished at like midnight. So I stayed up another extra hour because I was like, well, I'll socialize. This fool go to bed at what, 4, 5 in the morning?
4. It was 4. I made sure to miss the sun.
Okay, well, whatever.
But fine. Everyone else was up too.
The sun's coming up and he's like...
Yeah, I'm like hissing at it.
Yeah.
No, I set up my tent.
He did. For 2 hours. You could have just laid down on the ground. I don't know.
Really, there was a lot of centipedes out there.
There was a lot of centipedes. I've never seen that many centipedes in my entire life.
Honestly, me neither.
Yeah. We do have a guest. We're being rude. We should, let you guys know who we have in the studio with us from the Space Buns. And here to talk about her event for the love of lymphoma, we have Stacia King. Say it again. Sakya.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I'm terrible with names. I'm a bad interviewer, right? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Brody says welcome. Apparently,
yeah.
Brody's like, please love me.
Got this loving Dachshund on my lap.
Dachshund. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
So you sing in the Space Buns.
I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start doing that? Or how long? When did you start singing? Like on stage is what I should ask.
Oh, well, I started singing honestly in 2019.
Yeah.
But on stage would have to be around, I want to say 2022 officially.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've been in 3 bands. This is my 3rd band.
Yeah.
And it's one that I formed myself in January of 2025.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? What was easier to do, joining a band or starting your own band? Forming the band.
They both, everything's a challenge.
Oh yeah.
And then for me, with my health, that's a challenge to navigate that. But I don't know. Being a band manager, I'm the boss. I have to kind of do all the things. Coordinate everything and
it's
set
stressful.
things up. It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got people that don't show up to practice. Show up
Hey.
to practice. I'm not. Wait, I
feel called out.
I said don't show up to practice. Well, yeah, it was last week. I'm not talking about podcasting, man. I'm talking about being in a band.
This is practice.
Well, we've got,
We get rusty.
we've got people who are working
Yeah.
and are
Well, that's the other one, just scheduling.
scheduling.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got things that we have to coordinate there, but
Yeah.
and and then shortly after I formed the band, we were I call it ramping up into some gigging, and unfortunately I relapsed. So that set us back a little bit. So
Yeah.
that challenge was, something that I wasn't necessarily fully anticipating.
When you say relapse, can you explain, like, what do you mean by that?
In this form of particular cancer, I have follicular non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So it's more like a chronic condition.
Okay.
And this particular cancer, you can, actually, when I was diagnosed in 2021, we were able to put me in surveillance, and I was pretty much okay for about a year and a half. And then it's a symptomatic disease, and my symptoms started getting worse. So we went into treatment January through June of 2023.
Yeah.
And so I went into treatment, and I went into remission in July of 2023.
Wow.
And I was hospitalized too in August. My immune system bottomed out on me.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty tricky situation. They had to isolate me and pump me up with a bunch of antibiotics and bone marrow stimulator. And it was very traumatic.
Do you have pretty good health care?
I am a veteran. So the VA, I had a very outstanding general hematologist oncologist who is now retired. He, to my understanding and my calculations, probably has practiced for 48 years, so almost my whole lifetime.
Wow.
So when I was hospitalized in August of 2023, in the emergency room, they called the oncologist on call, and it was him. And I was very lucky because he knew what was happening to me, and
Yeah.
he handled it with expertise. Pretty much saved my life a few times. So
Wow.
I'm very fortunate for that. And then fast forward to the spring of 2025, I was in the ER for some other thing, and they discovered my lymph nodes in my groin were swollen again. And I said, tell my doctor,
Yeah.
And so they had to retest me, and then sure enough, we did a biopsy, and I consider it more detectable with this disease because it kind of, I know, and we're using this word, it sounds ominous, but it kind of like hides or lurks in the body. Like it may not be detectable, but most likely it's going to be present.
Right.
So, and then there's scales that they have to use and blood work that they have to measure. They're looking at blood, they're looking at symptomology, and then I get PET scans.
Okay.
So the PET scan is kind of the ultimate, to me, it picks everything up and it tells where it's at in the body. And so, yeah. And I had 2 PET scans since last spring. And right now it's mildly improving, but it's still present.
So you've
right.
had many a stay in the hospital.
Just that one. I was anticipating something like that happening in actual treatment with the medications that they were giving me, and it totally blindsided me a couple months after, treatment.
The dog's got to check out your purse. You don't have any food in there, do you?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, no biscuits.
She's all, I better check this out. It's very odd for the dog to be doing this right now, by the way.
Really?
Usually she's over here. She doesn't usually like go and, So
Well, I do have cats, so
Yeah.
she's probably smelling.
She was in a very happy mood when I showed up. She was dancing around
Yeah.
and barking with a ball in her mouth.
Yeah. That sounds about right. So,
Well, not usually, actually.
So I would say for you to have an event called For Love of Lymphoma, this is a very, very personal event for you.
Yeah. So so what happened in the spring? I'm going to be honest. I was having some feelings. Very upset, very angry, a lot of crying. And it took me about a good month to kind of take that anger and transmute it into something. I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to, because what the doctor was wanting to do was very aggressive, I feel.
Yeah.
And I felt that maybe there was more answers, and this was the time to educate myself on this process, because most likely I'm going to have this condition, of course, the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what can I do to figure this out and get some more opinions? And he encouraged it. So I went to UNM, and then I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to take it all the way to either MD Anderson or Mayo. And I'm like, okay, I need to get some travel funds, but what can I do that's positive, that can be community involved, and get just a kind of a win-win for everybody, and do something positive and get more education and more awareness out there.
Yeah.
So I immediately set to some paper, and I started coming up with this fundraiser for the love of lymphoma. Quickly got about 3 bands on board to do some sets for that event.
Okay.
Belly dancers, ballet dancers. I had raffles. I had an open jam at the end. So my band headed off the jam at the end, and then any musician could come in and participate in that.
Okay, so like an open jam.
Yeah, and it was at the Tatted Bee, and Scott, the owner, gave me that space and graciously, and a lot of.
You can move the dog if you want.
Oh, she's okay.
Okay. She has very stabby feet.
So, and I figured it was something that I could, again, turn that energy into something a little more positive than being upset of what was happening with me at the time. And it turned out to be a pretty wildly successful event. The whole venue was packed all day long.
Oh, good.
Within that one event, I raised $2,800. With that combined with
not bad.
with the private donations I was getting,
Right.
I turned it around and I donated $1,100 back to Blood Cancer United.
Oh, wow.
So I gave to them, and so it was a really actually quite fun. And I think just for me personally, getting involved in that and having that positive structure, I just think it really helped propel me forward into, because it took from around, let's see, well, that was in August, so Labor Day, which is ironically around the time I was hospitalized in 2023.
Right.
So it just really gave, and from that point to around November of 2025, I had to, do the traveling, get the appropriate oncologist at Mayo. I got pretty much the top notch one in Rochester, Minnesota, to answer my questions. And I took that and the UNM doctor's opinion back to my main oncologist, and I rendered my decision to him. And I actually chose not to treat at that time.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It wasn't really, quote, necessary. It's just to me, it's different than tissue cancer. And I feel like cancer journeys are just so different for everybody. We do have a common thread of this disease, yet this particular one, it's symptomatic. Mm-hmm. The Mayo doctor's like, I don't want to take away your quality of life. I said, look, I'm feeling okay. And so he recognized that, and he said, well, this is what I would do and how I would approach it. And I took that information back to my doctor, and he honored it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I wonder how that has to feel, because doctors, can have an ego. I mean, they're a doctor.
Well, he's like, well, I don't know why he's saying this. I said, well, maybe you should talk to him. I'm just the messenger, and it's my body, and this is what I want to do. And he's retired since then. So now I'm being transferred to UNM, and the original doctor there that I consulted with, he said, your case is actually not advanced enough for me. I'm going to refer you to another. So
interesting.
I'm very fortunate on many levels. I'm fortunate that
that sounds nice. Oh, you're not advanced enough. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your case is not advanced enough. And so I consider myself very fortunate that I have. And the new one, she just seems like she actually seems like a good combination of the 3 that I spoke to.
Okay.
So I really feel like she's and we're gonna scan me again actually 3 days after my event. I get another scan, so we go through this, I call it scan anxiety, excuse me, because she wants to set a baseline. She wants to set a baseline of my care, so they got to measure. My blood work is looking actually quite excellent right now, and I'm not having much symptomology.
Oh, that's good though, right?
It is very good.
Yeah. So then you're having this event on September 5th, right? Mm-hmm. It's at Tractor Wells Park from 2 to 9.
Yes.
And it's to raise money for...
I want to this year. I want to raise more money for Blood Cancer United for people who may not necessarily have the resources that I have. I want to raise more money for people that need. And Blood Cancer United is a pretty big organization.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's probably no bigger disease that we're fighting in the the United States than cancer. But I mean, there's so many different types of cancer. I mean, but yeah. So yours is specifically, for love of lymphoma. So tell people about the event. What's happening?
So this year we've expanded it. We've got the 2 stages as people have been to Tractor Wells Park. So we have 13 musical acts across 2 stages.
Oh, nice.
We have added on vendors this year. Jeremy with Tractor has been gracious to supply a food
Jeremy
truck.
Kinter? Jeremy Kinter?
Yeah.
Nope. I'm going to go ahead and decline everything then. I didn't realize he was involved. I'm kidding.
And we have, last year we had raffles. This year we're going to do a silent auction.
Yeah.
And the vendors is kind of a cool thing because I have local people making some profit off of their wares. And in a little bit too, I think I can start safely announcing some of the acts. I've had some changes, so I was waiting to, release the schedule. We've got some pretty good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, on board. Our indoor stage, or the cabaret stage, if you will have mainly anyone like from solo up into trio, and then the outdoor stage will be mainly
bigger
bands. I do have one trio out there, but but I think it's going to be good. We're going to stagger the timing.
I'm more leaning towards being happy about the indoor stage myself.
Yes. And you're gonna assist me with that stage.
I'm
your
MC. I'm the
yeah.
MC of that one. So that's what we're talking about. I don't care. I don't give a shit what's going on outside. Don't go outside. Stay inside with me. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Go in and out. But I'll do that. I'll be all, hey. I'll be like a mom. Somebody will come in and then I'll go back out. I'll be all, hey, in or out, okay? You either go in or you go out. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Did your mom ever tell you that? In or out?
I think we were out a lot.
Yeah.
Just go out and play.
Come
back at dusk.
Oh, my favorite was, my mom would be like, go outside. And then I'd go outside and then I'd go to come back in. She'd be all, no. And I'd be all,
lock the door.
And then I'd be like, well, I want some water. And she'd be like, drink from the hose. Drink from the hose.
I want to come back inside. I'm going to go ahead and lock the door.
Yeah.
And you're fine.
Drink from the hose. You didn't
drink
from the water hose?
We are of that generation.
Yeah.
There's a water faucet outside. You know where it's at.
Probably a lead-lined hose that I was drinking out of. Who knows?
Also clean off the front walkway while you're at it.
Yeah, right.
Wash the car.
Right.
If you're going to be using
winter.
the hose, please clean off the front walkway.
So you're going to have an indoor stage and an outdoor stage.
Yep.
And are you going to let us know who's playing or no?
I will. And we're also in the driveway, the parking lot. We're going to have a classic car show.
What? Now, can I just stand out there the whole time?
If you would like.
Talking to people about that'd be also. You got a Holly carburetor on that thing? That's so sweet.
Yes, Joel Sanchez with the Albuquerque Classic Car and Truck Club will be participating.
Oh, that's
sweet.
awesome.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great. Yeah, so indoors, we have Rebecca Dreskin Evans of Blame It on Rebecca.
Don't care for her. Who's next?
Turner and Grimes Trio featuring Kate Fucile.
Are they good?
They are. They're
nice.
Yes. I've sat in with them several times. They're definitely one of my favorite trios.
And I love Rebecca. She's done this show.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's making fiction with his mouth.
Long Kalanka.
No, don't know them.
Tony Orant and Candy Ivy.
I'm excited to see all these people.
Okay.
So James Sanchez and Buddha Funk, formerly of Reviva, and now they're in Vibe Strong. They're called Movidas.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey Mraz, he's doing Duo Metamorphose, so a duo of Metamorphose.
I know Casey.
Yeah.
I've known Casey for a while. Cool. Mm-hmm. Is it all? It's all music.
It's going to be all music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have any kind of other performers?
I was thinking about doing some variety on the indoor stage, but I decided let's just make it a big music festival.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll sing. I guess I'll dance.
Oh, sure.
For the crowd. I'm kidding.
So
Maybe.
the beginning of the show, my band will kick it off. Of course, I'll be making announcements and stuff, and we'll be kicking it off. After us, we have Rudy Boy Jaramillo, Rudy Boy Experiment, the Sonic Hombres. Enough Said, they used to be that band. The Slow Burn is my bestie, Colina Eldridge, and that's her new original project. The Chris Kill Trio, and then the headliner on the outdoor stage is Reviva.
Nice. Very cool.
So we got a good variety of folks and talents.
It's funny because, like you said, Jeremy Kinter last time when I did the Pridezilla, I made Jeremy give me a green room, which ended up being a great idea.
Was it the conference room in the back?
Yeah,
yeah. We're definitely going to be using that. Yeah.
And he was like, well, I guess I was like, I need a green room, and he was like, oh, well, all right, well, I'll let you in this one room. Here's the combination. Well, then they had drag queens at the Pridezilla. Well, they didn't have anywhere for them to dress, so I was like, well, you guys can use my dressing room. I will definitely let you guys use mine. And so then it worked out really well. So,
did you have like any special things back there? Like M&Ms,
peanut M&Ms and gummy bears.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do I need to make some notes?
That was my rider for the Pridezilla. And she asked, and so I said it, and then she did it. And I was like, oh wow. And so then everybody was like, you have food in here, and I was like, I guess.
Well, we plan on having some soft drinks and refreshments and foods for the band and the staff to go back and take a little break and do, and of course, music storage. But yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then that's a big one. Like everybody always like growing up, like, you grew up watching, like live music. We were kids. We were like, I want to go backstage. That's all I want to do is go backstage. We're going to go to the concert. I want to go, and you just thought it was like this crazy. I mean, there were stories of like Def Leppard and those guys where it was crazy. Every time I've been backstage at any show, never crazy. It's usually like some band member like wiping themselves with a towel and someone's parents are back there and they're like, you don't want to act up in front of them, so it's never wild.
Do you think that the craziness maybe is like the after party when the show is over?
I don't think those happen anymore.
I'm pretty sure it's like the craziness is, oh man, I'm tired.
We're going to get on the bus and we got a deadhead to the next town. Like I'm talking the big ones, I partied, or I
Every
got
time
back.
you go backstage, it's just look at these exhausted performers.
Yeah, I've been backstage for the Shins when they did the show at the Santa Fe Opera House, and when they were at the Kiva at the Opera House. I get back there. I'll sidetrack and then we'll get back to your thing in a second. So I get back there. And I'm thinking like, hell yeah, man. We're in the dressing room for the Shins. I get back there. They have one bottle of whiskey, a bottle of wine, and Tecate and Modelo's. And then a meat tray and a vegetable tray. And that's all they have.
That's like the catering that like at a Hyatt or something.
Yeah. And then like we did shotgun some beers in the shower because we didn't want to mess the room up. And so, and then by 3:30 they're like, well, we have bus checks, so we all got to go, and they all took off. So then I got backstage at the Kiva. I get back there. There's 2 whole beers total, and then some young 22-year-old girl had like, those big water jug things that have the little like spigot on the front. She had made some concoction in that no one was touching. Because all their parents were like aunts, grandparents were there, and so they were just like, oh, how's the tour? It's lovely. And I was just like, this is the most non-rock and roll shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So yeah, so maybe our green room will be crazy. People will be all, I wish I could get backstage. I don't know. I doubt
enticing.
It. I'll be all, there's M&Ms, we have gummy bears, we have no.
Do I have to say more? I mean,
that's all you want, right?
You may find me back there taking a nice break because I'm going to become like the commander of the whole thing.
It is nice when you have that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a good thing to have.
When you have those events, I don't think people realize how much emotional toll it takes on you. And sometimes it's nice to just kind of sit down for a second with somebody else back in the back, and you're just like, so how's your day? And they're just like, it's kind of good. And they're like, oh, I like your hair, and and like small talk, and then just,
especially us that they're most of the day. I mean, we're starting to set up at 11.
Yeah.
So
do I have to show up to set up things?
Just be there by 2, please.
All right. No.
I'm getting you your script. You're good to
yes,
go.
Smiley. I'm an on-time kind of guy. But
it's true.
Yeah, when
You
people
give
are
him
like,
the time, and he's like, Smiley, I'm going to show up, and if you're not on time, I'll just leave you.
that is true. It's very true. But so what else we got going on there?
Well, I want to speak I have a lot of statistics and stuff if we want to talk a little bit about that. I do want to give a little shout out to some of our elite sponsors.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do y'all know Mo of the Talking Hours over at Music Go Round?
I do know Mo of the Talking Hours. You know what
guy?
One of the largest, hugest scumbags I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Nicest person.
He's like
that gives money to me.
Dude, he is like the big. Okay, if there was a definition of the word mensch and I had a photo next to it, it would be Mo from the Talking Hours from Music Around. I did a commercial for 2 commercials for Music Around that haven't come out yet, and I didn't even, like, when they asked me to go do them, didn't even ask like what's the pay, what's the whatever. Took half a day off of work, went over there, did both commercials, and then they were like, here's your check, and I was like, oh, there's money too? I just thought I got to hang out with Mo. I was just happy about that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, last year he no questions asked, gave me a $100 gift card, and I put that in a little music pack. Last year the prizes were, I had like probably up to 25 raffle prizes. It was a little bit insane, but it was a good insane.
Is there going to be a raffle this year?
No, we're going to do a silent auction this year.
Oh.
So I want a little bit more time between sets to give more education about Cancer United, and I think it's just a better admin structure.
Sure.
A little different.
Okay.
Yeah. This year I asked him again, and
Mo. It's Mo. Yeah.
Yep. So he's one of our main ones.
Love
and then
Mo.
a local business owner. I think she's been at it for 10 years. She's it's called Skin, and she serves the community and does wellness and beauty products. But she stepped up too, and I do have, other sponsors rolling in as well.
Nice.
I actually have almost raised almost the same amount in sponsorship as the whole thing last year. So I mean, So we've got these advancements this year. A major one is getting Blood Cancer United. They're out of Phoenix. I have 3 women who are helping me there. We have Jen Palmer, Amy Dillon, and Amy Leota. Those are my 3. I consult with them every month. We have a video call, and they've been guiding me. They gave me a web page, and
oh, that's cool.
So that was a huge improvement, because now not only I'm taking in donations through my band's Venmo, they can just push right to, and that's on my Facebook for the Love of Lymphoma.
So if somebody wants to donate, they can go to your Facebook.
I encourage them to do that. That's kind of the one-stop shop right now. And
Love of Lymphoma. It's your
for
Facebook
the Love
page.
of Lymphoma. And I'll explain why I named it that in just a moment. But so now, we've got this Blood Cancer United landing page where people can donate, and they get instantly emailed a text receipt, and it's good to go. It goes right to them. It took a little bit of admin off me.
Yeah.
I mean, last year we had the dollar bills flying. It was awesome. But this year it's taken a little bit of the money admin off me. And
Smiley, you're up in that tax bracket where you were like, if you want to donate, so you get it off your taxes. Is that
yeah. I mean, that's totally me. I'm not the person that hasn't made it above the poverty line in the last 10 years.
I did not realize the power of that. Like the tax thing where people, if they donate enough, they get off the taxes. And we did a telethon for a local children's theater group. And they were like, yeah, we want to raise $100,000. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, sure you do. That sounds like a great idea in a 24-hour period.
We all want to do things.
I would love to. Yeah,
that's a great goal.
I would love to do this show Carnegie Hall. That would be fucking amazing. And lo and behold, they fucking raised $100,000 in a weekend, and I was like,
wow.
What the shit? And someone's like, yeah, a lot of people donate to stuff like that because they like it, and B, it's a tax write-off. And I was like, No kidding. Holy shit. So you got to get in that, zone.
Yeah.
So, if you're out there, guys, and you're worried about your taxes, you might want to give $1,000 or $2,000 over here.
Yeah, after the storm of getting my answers and making decisions, I mulled around having another one, right? The second annual, and then I was sitting down with my friend Alan Ness, who is in the Sonic Hombres. They'll be performing. We're both veterans, so we're having our annual veteran chow time, and he's like, would you consider doing that again? And I'm like, oh man, okay, I'll give it a whirl, And so I joked this year, I'm like, I don't know about next year, but watch, I'm going to probably take it to a larger, bigger names or something different, because I know myself. I just like to push myself. I've always been like this.
I'm the same person. Yeah. I'm the same kind of, every year you're like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And then there here I am. But I just think it keeps some purpose for myself, fighting this disease. It keeps the community going, and it keeps some education for the disease, and some help for Blood Cancer United as well. And people, the offerings that Blood Cancer United has for folks that may, again, not have the level of care that I have. They need help with whatever they need. Education, money, travel money. Well, there's research being done. I think it's important to give back to those who need that. So
right. Well, and I think everyone out there's a lot of different causes and charities, but cancer, everyone it affects. Everyone. Yeah. Everyone knows.
Someone. Everything's gonna happen to you. Someone in your family.
You've been someone.
What's strange? It's not prevalent in my family.
Yeah.
However, my maternal grandfather, but this is strange. He died of refractory lymphoma, but this one, I don't think we had the same thing, because it's not, mine's probably more environmental. It's not necessarily hereditary.
Yeah.
So when I got the news, and I'm a former hospice social worker.
Yeah.
I went into my whole world just turned on a complete dime. I'm like, oh dear. And I was in Portland. I actually sold my house here in Borellis, and I was in Portland. And I'm calling up my real estate agent. I'm like, I think I'm going to need another house. She goes, what is going on? It was wild. Yeah. 6 days after I closed on my house, I had this MRI telling me I had a suspicious malignancy.
And you're like, I might have to stick around New Mexico for a second.
Well, actually, Portland, VA.
Are they good too?
We're not working as fast as I like them to. So I pulled stakes, came back here, and my primary care physician, within 5 days, they had a needle in my back getting answers.
That gave me the cringe right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of poking and prodding going on in this process, and let me tell you,
was not expecting a needle in the back. Reference.
Needle in the back. Yes, maybe that should be a song. Needle in the groin. I had that done too.
Hey, man.
I got that one.
Yeah. Pretty sure Elaine Staley wrote a lot of songs about it.
So yeah, it's been quite a journey there, and my approach going into treatment, because chemotherapy, very, very frightening, especially when they suit up and you've got this port in your chest and more needles happening. But I was like, and I want to say, I know there's a large fuck cancer crowd, and I get the anger.
Yeah.
And if people want to have that anger for me and say those things, that's great. And I know their heart's in the right place, but I took a different approach. I decided, okay, these cells are going rogue in my body, and what I want to do is I want to heal my body. Right. I want to send it a message of love and healing. So I switched it. And that's why it's called For the Love of Lymphoma.
Got it.
I know it sounds like a strange title, but I wanted, and
now.
It's not even about, it's the love of the community, a love of pulling together and supporting everybody, because a lot of people go through a lot of hardships.
Well, I mean, people don't have money for one.
Exactly. And resources.
When something like that happens, there's people who not only can it bankrupt and change their life. Some people just, there's nothing they can do. They're just like, well, I don't have any money. I don't have any health care because we live in.
Or it's the cancer. There's nothing, they don't have treatment for.
Yeah.
In cancer, in my hospice experience now, I was doing that well over probably a decade. I do think there's a lot, especially in my form or this form, more advancements, thank goodness for me.
Right.
Did you say it's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma?
It's follicular non-Hodgkin's. Follicular is the shape of the cell.
Okay.
And it can transform into other things, and that's what we're trying to make sure that,
That's why I have, like,
the fine line,
You have to watch it all the time.
Mm-hmm. We're surveilling it.
Gotcha.
That's
we're surveilling it.
That's what you mean by okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They call it watching. I like surveillance.
Okay.
Oh no, I like that one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I have a social work background, so if I'm not advocating for myself, right? So with that knowledge and my education and all those things that I could do for myself, and my outstanding level of healthcare, and me knowing what buttons to push and who to go contact and do those things. Well, I'm like, okay, how can I utilize? That's definitely part of my skills in this process. But how can I raise money to push towards an organization that people are trying to go to get help?
Right.
So and then locally, I feel like we're promoting arts and music. We're promoting vendors selling their wares, beer flowing at Tractor.
Gotta love that.
Yeah. So I feel like it's a win-win for everybody.
Well, what's great about Tractor Brewing too is like you talk about, there's a lot of great breweries in Albuquerque, but Tractor has always been the one that you go to for an event like this, for art, for culture, for they've always been that. And I said mean things about Jeremy earlier, but he's the best. All those guys, people that run that own it, all the best. But
yes, he's been very helpful with me, and
he knows
that May of 2025, the Space Ones, we were performing at Pridezilla with Rebecca, but I was on stage and I was in pain because they just did a biopsy on my groin, and
Ow.
I was up there kicking it, so yeah. But it's weird, like all of that, but it just really helped. It helped me. I don't know how to necessarily fully describe that, but I don't want to act like this is some magical, whimsical process either. It's There's also very tough parts of it that I don't show people.
right.
I go in my little cave and I have my moments, but however, the people closest to me, the support and the natural support of the community when I came back from Portland, as well as how much has grown out of this event too, and people networking and talking to each other, and it's just a large family.
So what's harder, joining a band, starting a band, or running a whole event where you have bands?
It's I don't know, maybe I'm a masochist. I don't know, I just like it all. It's weird, it's so rewarding.
So I feel like
getting multiple people to communicate. I mean, it's extremely challenging.
oh fucking A, it is.
It is so. I
Herding
think
cats,
the
man.
management of it, I would say, is the most difficult part. But that's in all those realms.
Well, okay. So here's how I look at it. If I run a band, then I'm hurting the 3 to 5 cats that are in my band. If I'm setting up an event with a bunch of bands, then I'm hurting the 8 or 9 leaders of those groups, that they're hurting the 3 to 5 people
Exactly.
in those groups. If I'm just in the band, you just tell me where I gotta be and I'll show up. And
Yes, that would be the just show up. I'll do my job, get out, get paid, hopefully.
oh, who didn't show up? Well, that sucks.
Yeah, this year I've
Yeah.
I don't want to call it necessarily a committee, but it's I have some people helping me, and then they've
Right.
got their areas. I'm kind of like a military reference of being in the Army National Guard. I'm like the colonel at the battle board, I'm the one. So hopefully I'm delegating enough where they're doing their stuff, and then I can just roam around and oversee them. So that's hopefully going to be the process this
So
year.
what branch of the military were you in?
I served in the active Navy, and then I was in the Army National Guard, and then after the Army Reserves.
So wait a minute. So you were in the Navy. Were you out on a ship?
No, I was in Sigonella, Sicily for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, I was 19 through about 22 or 23 years old,
Great.
and it was quite an experience.
I was going to say that's a worldly experience there.
Very much so. Well, prior to that, as a civilian, I the fall prior, because I entered in January of 1995.
Okay.
And I purposely set my chemotherapy to start on the anniversary so I could get in there and get it done. But I was in South Korea with my brother. He was in the Army for 3 months, and that was my first
Wow.
international trip. I know I traveled when I was young with my parents to like from Ohio to San Diego, but I was in South Korea with my brother in the Army.
Interesting.
It was cool. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, yeah, this is the military I always wanted to be in, but it's like I want to be traveling. When I touched down in Seoul, I'm like, I want to be traveling. But I picked the European theater because I wanted to be a little bit different than my
Oh, they let you pick, huh?
my predecessors.
Yeah.
Yes, in schooling they let us pick
Okay.
because I was like top 4 out of like 25 people.
What'd you do?
Oh, dang.
What was your job?
Well, back in the day, it was called Radio Man. I was in communications.
Yeah. Little Bobby from the band Shoulder Voices says, "Thank you for your service."
Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah. So you were a radio person.
Radio person. They actually, we had data processors and
Yeah.
they merged them into IT.
So you were IT.
Pretty much on the verge. Most of the people I served with went and worked for like AT&T and T-Mobile and did all that stuff. And I also did base security
Okay.
with Marines.
Interesting. Oh yeah, because you were in the Navy, so you worked with
They were
Marines.
training us.
Interesting.
I really liked it.
So then afterwards, after you did your 4 years, right? Mm-hmm. After that, you were like, you know what? I'm gonna switch over to the Army National Guard. I guess because there's not a Navy National Guard.
Well, I had moved in with my brother in Florida after that for a little bit. And then I went up, I lived in Bloomington, Indiana, and I moved in with someone that I served with in Sicily.
Okay.
And she wanted to go into the National Guard. And I'm like, they better not try to get me in. Well,
They got you.
they got me. Their 100% tuition program.
Yeah.
And so I was in that component for a couple years.
Yeah. So what was the difference in the Army National Guard than the Navy? Other than the song "In the Navy," is that why you joined? Because you like that song? We
From the
want you.
Muppets.
We want you. No, it was.
I know, but
yeah.
I remember from
We
the
want
Muppets.
you. We want you. In the Navy.
Or yes. Well, if I were to do it all over again, I'd probably go Army. I like the Army better, but Army's a little bit more, of course. Well, you know, you're intense and just a little bit different than the Navy. Yeah,
So if you had to do all over again, you would still go in the military?
I would.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yep, I would do some things different, but yeah, I would do it.
Okay. That's interesting because I mean I talk to a lot of people about the military, but I don't think I've ever talked to a woman about the military. So you feel like as a woman joining the military, it was a positive experience for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Interesting.
There are a lot of shenanigans going on.
I mean, I remember growing up.
And not
what was
just there's a lot of
what
shenanigans.
what was the big one in the 80s? Telma Hook or Telia Hook or something?
Tailhook
Tailhook. Yeah, that was the Navy, right? That was like the
in the hotel room. That was so long. Yeah. There's
something like that. Yeah.
There's definitely some things going on. I don't know how deep we want to get into that, but
no, but
yeah.
But you were so okay. So you did the Army National Guard. Was that 1 week in a month? 1 week a year?
2 weeks in the summer.
2 weeks a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Army National Guard.
I drove a Humvee. So I was in Bloomington, Indiana, and we went up to I think it's Grayling, Michigan. So that was over a 500-mile convoy, and
wow.
And we were sleeping in our Humvees.
In a Humvee. Ouch.
Yeah. But
I
loved it.
Yeah. I know there's people out there that are like, oh, the Humvee. The H1 is a rough son of a bitch to drive in, isn't it? Like you drove it, right?
Well, we had diesel. I mean,
right. But I'm talking about
this is like the
ride. You're like, oh.
Very loud.
Yeah.
I've only ever pretended to be in the military. I've been in a Humvee all of twice because I was pretending.
He's a background actor.
Yeah, I work as a background actor. So, is there a comfortable way to be inside of that vehicle?
I don't think so. I really don't.
Cool. So it wasn't just me. All right.
No. I've slept. No, but no, there's no comfortability.
They beat the shit out of you. Yeah, but you loved it, huh?
Yeah, I just was always like a rough and tumble kind of person.
Yeah,
like
that's good though.
Yeah, on my base, I played flag football. We did paintballing, and
Dang.
I was one of few women doing these things.
Yeah.
I was one of few women on our security force. But I was like, all right, let's go. That was part of my spirit.
Yeah.
So
let's go shoot the guns, man. Pa pa pa.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I dig that. I mean, you know, you have no idea when you're that age where life's going to take you. So luckily, like, you know, when you did get sick, you're like, well, they're like, yeah, come here.
Well, I feel like
You have a place you can go.
the comprehensive experience of my whole life has really blossomed in this, like the whole event and the planning and getting people together and my social work skills and my education. When I was hospitalized, I went right into like being in the field mode because I was isolated.
Right.
And I couldn't have she's my chemotherapy buddy, Barbara. She's an older woman. I call her my wild auntie because she's the same age as my mom, but my mom's my mom. But she was allowed to come in and give me things that I needed. But I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how. They said I was going to be there up to 8 days. And I'm like, I need my stuff. And I just went into a mode where I'm like, all right, I have to survive this. I dropped like 10 pounds in 4 days. And
Shit.
it was insane. I've never been through anything like that, quite like that, because there were 3 stages of what was going on. I went into this thing called a neutropenic fever. And then I can never pronounce the next stage, but it's called agrandocytosis. I'm sorry, nurses and doctors.
Yeah.
But it's a 1 in a million chance that could happen. The next would have been sepsis. So it was like they were pumping me with everything, and it was wild. It was wild.
Yeah. That's
I was
crazy.
definitely not in good shape.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But I was in there just toughing it out. I know. I feel blessed. Very blessed that
you made it.
I had the wherewithal to go to I was supposed to go out of town that weekend, and I went to the VA ER, and I'm like, something's not right with me. Sure enough, it was very not right with me. So yeah, my doctor knew what was happening. He even had like interns taking notes.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, they were studying me.
Like he says something out loud and they go,
Why is there 3 people in the room? I thought everything was hunky-dory.
no, it is. Anyway, the patient seems to have, and they're all, oh, and you're all, whoa. Right? No. So what made you decide that, and maybe we could bleed this into maybe the second hour a little bit. What made you decide after, you know, your life in the military, your life as a social worker, you're like, you know what, I want to be in music and I want to be on stage in front of people?
You know, so the military is like my paternal tradition, if you will. And I'm the first and only woman across all family lines to serve. Mm-hmm. And it just had that natural inclination. But yet on mom's side, maternal side, they're all musicians. My grandfather had a band with my uncles called the Royal Debonaires. And then my first cousins, everybody plays a musical instrument, but for some odd reason, the only thing I played was the recorder. Do you remember that?
Fuck yeah, I do. I hated
recorder.
that fucking thing.
But I went a different direction, and
Oh yeah, no.
Mary had a little lamb. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so then I started singing karaoke at Bosie Brothers. Was my watering hole here out of Borellis. Bosie Brothers. So yeah. And I got up and I sang a song, and the bartender's like, "Oh, you're gonna be our grunge girl, aren't you?" I'm like,
what was your go-to?
It was Doll Parts by Hole.
Oh, gotcha. Oh.
And I'm like, people are like, "Oh, you can sing." I'm like, "I don't know, can I?" And it just seemed to blossom from there. Yeah. Once I got the courage to do that.
It just seems like counterintuitive to the military, where the military, they're like, don't get out of line, don't stand out, you know, you're part of the whole.
Yeah.
And then being a performer, you are the standout, you are the focal point, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. It's different.
It
right?
is different.
You know, because they don't want you to be the focal point. They want you to shut the fuck up and get in line. And,
you know, in the National Guard, though, I was spicy. I was very a little spicy.
Did you get in trouble a lot?
I would, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. As a lower rank, I'm pretty sure I can do better than those higher ranks. But anyway, we won't go into the full crux of that. But
sure, yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
But you were like, you know what? I'm gonna go do karaoke. So you are a karaoke person that decided to move from there to the.
I think I just I was starting to do some acoustic. So 2019 was when I was singing, and I was starting to work up some acoustic stuff with a friend and maybe do some open mics, and then the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So it all just slowed down. But after Portland, when it came back here, I was encouraged to do a karaoke contest at the state fair. And
I've seen it's so weird. It's so weird to me you say this. Every time I go to the state fair, that thing is like it's always the championships for that thing. And I don't know how, like, I don't plan it. But I walk in and they're all, hey, everybody, welcome to the whatever stage, that one where the covered thing. We've got the karaoke finals going on tonight, because it's always some radio guy.
Yeah,
he's got to have that radio voice where they talk like this, you know.
And it's a process.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you win?
I tried out at Sidewinders, and I was probably the top 70 to 90 in the top, and then the next would have been the top 24.
From Sidewinders Bar and Grill, we have Stacia. Come to the
doing
stage.
doll parts.
Doll parts. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, for someone that, like, just, it wasn't like, it was so strange that I could have had such a rich experience with my family, and it just wasn't part of my upbringing. But
interesting.
I've and then people started noticing my singing and began asking me to join. You know, it just has grown into that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely. I could see that. I mean that, but you know, now you're like, I don't. You know, I'm guessing you're probably like, I can't see myself doing anything else other than that, right?
I love it. I think it's a different level of service.
Yeah.
Meaning people come and they want to see music, and they're going through whatever they're going through in that day. And I feel like it elicits, you know, some form of whatever that they need. And I think it's a sense of service. That's what I feel.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So we're kind of at the break point here. So go ahead and start letting people know when the event's September 5th.
Yes.
And it's at Tractor Wells Park, 2 to 9. And you're going to have an outdoor stage, indoor stage. How many bands is it?
13 musical acts.
13 music bands. It's for love of lymphoma. And all the proceeds go to, what is it? The
Blood Cancer United.
Blood Cancer United. Do you have any other events coming up?
No, this is my focal point for the next few weeks, because we're in it's go time.
Whenever it's over, do you just kind of go, oh, God.
I'm going to check myself into the Isleta Casino.
Yeah.
And do a staycation. And then on September 7th, I'm seeing Godsmack, Stone Temple Pilots, and Dorothy. That's my treat to myself.
I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my vein, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Is Isleta a good place to go do a staycation?
I have never done it in my life.
Do they have like a spa? Are you going to do spa?
There's some spa. I'm gonna take a breath, shut my phone off for a couple of days. Because September 8th, I have a PET scan. So I need a little bit of a reset, you know?
For sure. For sure. We have a couple of things to announce that are coming up. We have September 5th. We have For the Love of Lymphoma come out, and you can see me. It's during the day, so I don't know if Smiley will be there.
I freaking doubt it.
Smiley works at a liquor store, so he works nights. September, that next weekend I'll be at Blossoms and Bones in Abiquiu. But, ow, I dropped my thing. August 28th, though. It's a Friday. I don't think Smiley will be here for that one either. Big announcement, though. Big announcement, everyone. Big announcement.
What is
in
it? What's going on?
October, there's a little event that happens every year called Night of the Living Cover Bands.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, have you heard of it? Are you doing it?
I'm aware.
I'm joining the Slow Burn as the Rentals. I'll be backing them up.
Are you
with
friends of P? And then you're friends with me. Friday, August 28th, live on the internet, YouTube, our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel, Night of the Living Cover Bands announcement show. Don, don, don. Me and Barney Lopez and whoever joins us.
Okay, so I have to get this day off.
If you want, it's up to you. I had to work around Barney's schedule. I'm sorry. And the dog is going to make
me.
me look like I peed my pants again.
I can work around that too.
All right. February 28th. And then September's a busy month for me. September the 26th.
That's the big one.
That's a big one. 20 years of 10 drink minimum. Raven Wolf House. We are going to do, have you ever heard of Raven Wolf House? Mm-mm. It's 3rd and Cole. Cool venue. They've been doing a lot of Don't Tell comedy there. Oh, excuse me. Very cool venue. We're going to have 20 years of 10 drink minimum to celebrate the 20-year anniversary of this podcast. We're going to have 3 musical acts. I believe one will be Simo, one will be Carlos the Tall, and I believe one will be Billy Belmont, former co-host of the show. DJ Ren will be DJing, and then Smiley and I will be performing with special guests.
That is correct.
And the theme is Met Gala, and people are like, well, the Met Gala has a theme. I'm like, okay, but just go with one of the themes from one of the Met Gala and show up dressed, appropriately.
I'm currently still crafting my outfit.
Okay. So that's going to be a big deal, man. And that's what we got going on, I think. Yeah.
I'm thinking like a Wicked Witch. Like I want like a really big collar, like a collar that comes up to like here or something.
Okay. Yeah.
I have some ideas.
All right. Yeah. I may have to think back. I haven't even thought about it, Smiley. This is terrible.
I got my sewing machine out. It's set up in the front room.
Okay. I haven't got mine out yet. I need to calibrate mine. Do you know how to calibrate them?
Depends on the model.
Okay. It's a Singer.
Depends on the.
Okay.
I'll look at it.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take a break. If you guys need to fly in for that, you please do. From whatever country you're in.
I mean, we've had guests before
from Australia, from London. If you guys need to fly in, I much appreciated. I don't know if Roger's gonna make it, but Roger said he's gonna send something. I don't know what that means, but
I don't know what that means either. But hopefully something nice.
Yeah, and the event will be sponsored by Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. Am I wrong on this?
No, you were absolutely right.
Okay,
I
cool.
talked to Jeffy about it. We're all good.
Sweet. He said, yeah. Cool. So that'll be cool. And if anybody else wants to sponsor, well, they absolutely can. We'll have a walk and repeat, because we have to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, we should probably bring in a photographer for this then. Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, actually, that's a fair point.
Good idea. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be back here in a little while with 10 Drink Minimum. And with that, we are 10 Drink Minimum. We're back with the Billy / Wavy Hour. This show is powered by Topo Chico Hard Seltzer.
That is correct. Delicious.
I got a refill. Mm-hmm.
Smiley's had 6 today.
That is not true, but it could eventually be true.
Yeah, and we still have Stacia from the Space Buns with us.
Thanks for the refill.
Yeah, welcome back. Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay, so I when I go out and do things, like people are like, well, it sucks that bad thing or this thing happened to you, and I don't always look at it like that way. I always look at it as like, oh, well, this is content for the show. And I don't have a bad thing to say, but like, well, maybe, but not. Anyway, so there was a big punk festival yesterday at Inside Out and Launchpad, right? And so I'm talking to Gina and Barney right away. And some kid came walking in the door of Launchpad, like clearly a kid. And they're all, hey. And he had on a bracelet, like for the thing. And they're like, "Can we see your ID?" And he got all hurt and bent out of shape, and he was like 16. And then they ushered him back out, and he can go around the back and go in the back way and go watch the show that way because it's all ages in the back area. Well, his dad comes storming in. And the dad's like, "Why did you take my son's bracelet?" And they're like, "Well, he's not allowed to be in here." And he's like, "We drove 12 hours to be here." And the guy goes, "Well, so?" It's still against the law.
He's still 16.
He's still allowed in the back to watch a show on the back. And the guy was like, "This is bullshit and preposterous." I'm like, so I told Barney, I was like, well, if I drive 16 hours to LA, that doesn't mean I get to steal a car because I drove 16 hours. I mean, it's still against the fucking law, But what I noticed and maybe I'm wrong on this, but what I've started to notice is when it comes to punk shows, the audience is either 13 years old to like 18 years old or 45 and above. That is a punk rock audience. From 18 to 44, there's not hardly none. And I'm like, wonder why that is, because I'm a punk rock. Like, I showed up yesterday and Barney and them were like, we didn't think you were a punk rock guy. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? I used to skateboard. I grew up skateboarding, and punk was,
that's what you listen to. That was your anthem going on.
So it makes me wonder.
Look at how badass I am. I just broke my ankle twice.
Yeah, fucking A, I did, but I got up and I'm still fucking gonna skate. Football player, they're gonna go get it wrapped. We're just gonna skate on it. We're just gonna use duct tape and we're gonna tape up our foot.
Tape up that board, tape up that foot. You're like, I'm good.
But what makes me wonder is like, and I was sitting, so I thought, so then I started thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. So when I was a kid and I was listening to the fucking Ramones and Dead Milkmen and Misfits and shit, and like, yeah, fuck the world. Like it was like the coming out of the Reagan era and the Bush era of politics. So I'm just wondering if it's like the political climate, like we didn't have a lot of like thought that the world was going to be good for us. Do
you think for just a second there, people were just weren't angry?
What's that?
That's why there's like a gap in like in punk, because people were happy for a second.
Well, someone was like, well, the other punk was like early 2000s, but then it turned into like emo, and I was like, yeah, because everyone was depressed because the fucking World Trade Center got crashed into by a couple of planes, and then what's his face saw it and he's like, when I was a young boy. Don't get me wrong, I think that shit's amazing as well. But I think that change, the country was a little more depressed about things, where we were like fucking angry about things.
Let's break shit about this.
Yeah, fuck yeah. They're like, hey, why don't you take your skateboard and throw it through that car window? All right, and we did. So like, it's weird. Like you have like, I go to this punk festival and it's like, everyone's over 45 and they're still wearing like, chains and studs and all that shit, which is dope as fuck. And then you go over like to the other venue where it's under 21 can hang out and they're wearing the same fucking thing, and it's so cool and it's badass. But there's like no in between, and I'm like, wow. And like there's a lot of punk music right now, right? And someone brought it up. They're like, why is everything like metal or punk? And I was like, because people are fucking mad, like they're tired and they're mad and they're like,
I want my music to
channel that anger.
Yeah, I want my music to demonstrate with the emotions that I'm feeling right now. I want to go see the music that makes me feel something and I can commiserate with.
Well, because like especially on the weekend, like you work your job, you get up, you work a shit job, you get up to get ready, and you're like dread going there. You get in the car and you're out of gas. You go to get the gas, and the gas is like fucking $4.32 a gallon, and you're like, motherfucker. Well, I haven't had a raise in however many fucking months to help pay for the gas, but you need the gas to get to the shitty job to barely be able to pay for the gas. And then you go to the grocery store after work and you can't hardly fucking afford shit there. So yeah, maybe that's why some people get they tatter their wear tattered clothes and huff glue and go fucking bash their head against the wall while listening to some crazy cool ass music, right?
I mean, to be fair, we beat up a truck.
Yeah, that's true. We were those people. Do you find? I mean, you play a lot of grunge and probably some punk.
All our friends were like, "Hey, let's go out in the middle of nowhere and beat up a truck." I mean, if there's not
sounds very Mad Max.
If there's not some like inherent like rage going on there,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, you were talking about Hole. I mean, you sang Hole. Hole was not music for and grunge was like all post punk music. people are like, well, there was, post-punk, but I'm like, yeah, but grunge was that too.
Do you feel grunge is like one of the last major movements, though? And
yeah,
I pose, is there going to be music coming out of this? What we're going through now? We could hope, right?
Here's the problem. We grew up with fucking, our parents grew up. They had the radio. You turn the radio on, and of course it was payola, and they pushed forever. But you had like Alan Freed and those guys that started playing rock and roll and pushing all that. And I mean, of course, they had an agenda. But then when we were kids, what did we have? We had fucking MTV. Mm-hmm. MTV was, like I was explaining this to my coworker. He's 30. I was like, man, you have no idea, man. When I was in college, you didn't have the radio on in your dorm room or whatever. You just had MTV on. Like, you would walk all the way down the hall and you'd hear fucking Pearl Jam all the way down the fucking hall, and all day long it would play. And then then you'd always have that. Luckily, you would always have that one person there that was like, oh, you guys watch MTV. MTV sucks. You don't know about this band. You don't know about this band. The pretentious asshole that you hated at the time. But then you were like, well, I'm gonna, I've heard of that band. I'll check it out. And then you checked it out, and you're like, holy fuck, this band is pretty good. The Stiff Little Fingers, the whatever, And
then you become them. Why is this on MTV?
That's right. But we had that, and like now, it's like Spotify and Pandora and iHeartRadio and whatever, and it's the algorithm that is like pushing what they So I don't know where kids like are getting in YouTube. YouTube is their MTV, but
yeah, it is.
It's not.
They create their own channels.
Yeah.
It was so exciting, like waiting for the next video, or like my brother, or when we had vinyl. He's the one who would like introduce me to music and everything.
Right.
And like it was just exciting.
Yeah.
Right? It's a little more exciting. Like,
yeah.
What's coming next, or what's...
That was exciting. Like, just any of it. Like, the thing that really...
You guys ever tape things off the radio?
Oh, yeah. You're like waiting for it. You're like, okay. I know they're going to play fucking Poison. I know they're going to play it right now.
Like your own disc jockey.
Yeah.
You're like, all right. And here it is. Click.
Oh. Yep.
And then they would talk during the song. You're like, no, you motherfucker.
And my tapes would break, and I'd play Surgeon. And like,
yes.
My tapes would break, but I would fix them.
You tape them back together?
I would get in there and like do the
tape?
thing. I would do it, yes, because, yep. Mm-hmm.
It was a different time, and you didn't have a choice. Like, you just kind of like they piped the music to you, and in some ways that's good, in some ways it's bad. One of the things that kind of blew my mind was I watched the biography about MTV, and when it was in its infancy, for like 5 years they had like 242 videos total. That's all they had. So they were just like,
wow.
And they were like begging the like music industry in the United States to like make music videos, the record labels. And the record labels were like, nah, we do payola. We pay the radio stations. We don't need to MTV. This is stupid. It's not going to last. And it's not going to make it. And what turned the tide was the record labels in England were like, oh, you guys need music videos? We'll make music videos of our artists in England. If we send them to you, will you play them? And MTV is like, yes, please do. We have nothing. So then they sent all these bands. They had all these bands in England make music videos, shipped them all to the United States. And you and I as kids had no clue. We just thought these were the new hot things, new hot bands. And you had the second British wave. You had like, Tears for Fears, Flock of Seagulls.
Oh, Flock of Seagulls, that's right.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Duran. And we just
those
thought...
music videos weren't even very good.
Yeah.
But they ran around the clock.
Yeah, and because they got those music videos, they just started firing them out. And, you're at home and living in Clovis, New Mexico, where there's not shit to do. And you're like... her name is Rio and she dances in the sand. And then all of a sudden you have fucking Geffen, and they're like, what the fuck? Who are these people that are like starting to sell records? And then they started making music videos, and if it wasn't for that to happen, MTV would have died. And it was like, wow, that's fucking crazy. And like, to me, like, I just thought it was organic. I just thought like, oh, the new cool group is Duran Duran. Fuck yeah, you know, they're in the new James Bond film. And it was just the fact that the American record labels were like, we don't want to make music videos. That costs money. Because they had to make them. Like, MTV wasn't going to pay them to make them, you know. And
well, also, I mean, the nice thing about UK is they have their media subsidized by the government. So all those music videos were subsidized by BBC.
Yep. And they had nowhere to play them, hardly. I mean, they had Top of the Pops, but, like, they just didn't have anywhere. And so MTV was like, please send them to us. We have 242 videos.
Wow.
You know. And so it's a real weird thing, like, with music. And the
I
thing...
can't tell you how many times I saw I Ran by Flock of Seagulls.
I ran so far away.
I like
And
that
all
one.
I could think was just like, this video
Terrence-
is trash.
Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Oh,
Yeah.
wishing well.
Yeah.
But I love the song so much.
Yeah.
But it, like, all right, whatever.
But you would
It's
just
just a guy on a turntable, like with like some like silver like flocking on him. Just,
But it was, you know what's funny about it too is like when you look back on it, you talk about DIY fucking rebelliousness horseshit was like music,
they looked
you know,
at an episode of like freaking Doctor Who and they're like,
Yeah.
I can do that.
yeah, but like you had these music videos and like, you know, half the time, like if you rewatch it now, you're like, this is fucking weird, and like why on earth did I think this was the best shit ever, you know? She blinded me with science, you know, it's just terrible, like garbage. But I'm glad it was there, and so like, you know, it and people make jokes that it like, you know, but that was what we used to find bands, you know, like the grunge era, you know. I think the grunge era was like the very end. You're right, it was like the very end because you started to get in the early 2000s, and it was the boy bands, and it was like new metal. And everything started getting a little more shallow, like, you know, reality TV and all that shit started kicking through. But I don't, you know, to be honest, I have no idea. But the one thing that the trend that really gives me hope is the fact that CDs, vinyl, and tapes are now are increasing in sales.
On the comeback.
Also, hold on, DVDs and Blu-ray. DVDs and Blu-ray. Because you're starting to have like this whole world where you don't own anything. It's nice.
Good point.
It's great to like, you know, be able to go on to Tidal or Spotify and listen to whatever you want. Till it ain't there. Till they decided they don't want you to hear it anymore.
Yeah,
Then,
it's all super nice when you like I don't have to bring a backpack full of media with me to like, you know, an overnight stay somewhere, and you can like stream stuff now.
Right. But have you ever tried to go find a movie and that you're like, I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid, and it's nowhere on streaming?
Yes.
That's hard. That's rough.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's like it'll be like there's some the rights for it are in the air because someone wanted to use it for this and someone wants to use it for that. So now no one has it for a second.
Or like it had music in it that they lost the rights to, so they can't put it out there anymore.
That too. Yeah, that's like we lost the rights to the intro, so we're just never going to show this movie again.
Maybe I want to go watch Hard Ticket to Hawaii. You know, a cinematic classic like that.
Just some of those classics like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. How do you find new bands?
Don't really necessarily search. Locally I like to, of course, try to like diversify a little bit.
Not local.
But it kind of sparks me to do those things. And actually traveling, Starcrawler, they were here recently.
Yeah.
However, I discovered them in Minneapolis. They opened for Garbage. That was cool. And then a friend clued me into a band called Wet Leg. I don't know if you've heard of them. I'm enjoying them.
No.
But, oh, yeah. I'm really liking them. They're kind of newer to the scene, but
see, you brought up the band Garbage. Did you see that Garbage announced they would not be touring the United States anymore?
yeah.
Because they can no longer, it's not viable for them.
Yep.
It's not profitable for them. And I feel like that's a thing you don't want to see.
Right.
You know?
And is that becoming a...
I mean, especially because like that's one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
Like
You like Garbage?
you can shut it. See, you even got a growl from this one.
She wants you to throw the ball. But sorry, Molly. Go for it.
But no, I've seen them live 5 times, and it's weird that I won't be able to do that anymore unless I want to leave the country.
But I mean,
Then how
go
are
ahead.
other bands touring though? Like,
Right.
Like how are they making money? That makes me think about that.
It's a tough thing to do anymore.
Is it merch? Is it...
So
what
back
is it?
I was reading a thing about it. I think it was Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses. A lot of times bands wouldn't make money back in the day touring. So
They just got paid by like their brand.
well, no, 70s and 80s and 90s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. You toured
Your label paid
so
for
people would buy the record. The record is where you wanted to make the money. And yeah, I mean the label would usually pay, but it was a losing effort. It was like not something you went out. So when Duff McKagan, like, I don't know if it was like in the off time, he went back to college and he got his master's in like business, and he's one of the people that helped pioneer the merch sales and redoing the business model of merch to help make enough money to make the touring profitable. And then now they come out with a record so that you'll go see them on the tour so they can make money. So I'm like, if they can't tour now, how do they make any money at all? I saw Snoop Dogg was suing Spotify because they owe him a lot of money. And it's like, how do we get out of this fucking mess? Like, that's a question, really.
Yeah, because we're losing out on music. Is what's happening.
Well, okay. When you were a kid, and I was a kid, if you were like, oh man, I want to be when I grow up, it was like actor, musician, sports person.
Well, I went with professional dancer.
But I don't think people want to do, like, the people who are going to do music, this is a good and a bad thing. The people who are going to want to do music are the people that love it.
For sure.
Yep. And I feel like back, there were people who probably did music, not always for the right reasons, because you can get into it and you could make a lot of money if you could.
Marky Mark.
There's an example. Perfect example. But there would be no Marky Mark anymore. They would now what happened.
They wouldn't have that opportunity.
Yeah,
to transition from an underwear model.
Yeah, because I mean, you perform locally. I mean, is there money in it?
Not really. No.
No.
I'm probably spending more than I'm making. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like the way the music industry right now is, you have people who are big locally, people who are big regionally, and then nothing. Like, you have this huge gap.
And then you're an international star.
And then you're an international superstar. You're Taylor Swift. You're, Ariana Grande.
You have your own economies.
Yeah. Like, your jet flying affects the economy of small countries. I don't know. But it's crazy. Like, the gap.
Yeah.
In where it used to be, there was that middle area. There was those 18 to 44-year-olds that maybe listen to punk. It's weird. It's a fucking weird thing, and it's, it blows my mind because it's all like the things that I grew, like, being this age, watching the things that we endeared and were, because like you have music that now they don't, the big acts don't make any money. You have alcohol, which is going bankrupt all the way across the United States, which may or may not be a good thing. It's like
I work in the liquor industry as well, and like one of the largest distributors in the U.S. just declared bankruptcy.
Wow.
a business.
What's going on there?
So a business.
128 years old. They survived Prohibition.
The one industry in the United States that they thought was recession-proof is going under.
Yep.
So they think that the big reason is weed.
Okay.
But the the Gen X and above drink, and that's like it. And you have millennials who really don't, and zennials who definitely don't.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, I mean, as a whole, like I know there's people out there like, hey, you can't, but I'm just saying, as a whole, they're not. So it's a whole thing. It's like,
they don't have the same drinking culture that I grew up with.
which may end up in the long run being a great thing.
Probably.
I'm just saying it's weird. It's weird. Things are changing. The world is changing. But yeah, it's crazy to me.
I just think people would be drinking more. I'm just saying, but I guess it's generational.
It's generational.
But then
we have 2 successive generations that have decided not to drink.
Yeah. But then you have Texas.
Oh,
They're going to cling on to that alcohol. Did you see the laws? Did you see the laws they passed about weed?
it went crazy.
Crazy. Like crazy. I was like first of all, the city of Clovis probably cheered. The city of Las Cruces probably cheered because they sell a lot of weed to Texas. What was the? Let me pull this up. Did you see these laws? They just passed?
No.
If you have
Blew my mind.
less than an ounce on you,
Weed,
weed, that's a year and a half in prison.
Yeah,
Wow.
weed laws.
If you have more than an ounce, wow, you're going to be there for
All
like
right.
10 years.
So remains recreational marijuana is strictly illegal in Texas, which it was. Marijuana possession of 2 ounces or less is a Class B misdemeanor.
Oh, okay. I may have gone overboard.
No, but what is the one they just changed? And it was quite a bit. It was like, what the fuck? I was like, it blew my mind. A Republican got up in front of the Senate, the Texas Senate, and was like, what in the hell? I thought we were about less government and not more, Let me see if I can find it.
Basically, don't get caught with weed in Texas now.
No.
Like, not at all.
No, I had to. I was with.
Steer clear.
Yeah, there was one time I accidentally took a weed pen out there and I forgot about it. Now
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't want to just accidentally be in prison now.
It was like 400. We have 400. What was it? Oh God, I read it and it was like blew my mind. If somebody has it, post it. But it was like one of them was like 10 years in jail.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck for weed?
That's so.
One of them was definitely 10 years in jail. I read that.
Yeah. I was like, this is some shit, man.
And like a petty,
You're going the wrong way.
Yeah, the rest of the country is like a petty amount of like, I have a joint in my pocket. That's a year in fucking prison in Texas now.
Yeah.
And I'm from Ohio. I think now it's becoming a thing, and like legally or whatever.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, it's funny.
It's not as taboo or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever watch King of the Hill? They have the new episodes.
They're new episodes.
Yeah, they came out with 2 new seasons.
Mm-hmm.
They did. There was like when did it go off the air? Like 2009. So they came out with 2 new seasons, and there was a 14-year gap. So now, did you ever watch King of the Hill back in the day?
I had no.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, the son is like grown up, and he's a sushi chef now, and they're retired. And they'd been in Saudi Arabia for like 14 years. So the best part of that show is, what's that?
I said, huh.
Yeah. So the best part of that show is they had to do that, I think, so that he could come back in and see the United States as it is now. And it's hilarious because he's still like Reagan era, like conservative kind of guy. And one of the funny episodes that they did recently is his wife's going through menopause. So he's like trying to be supportive, and he's like wanting to help her, and she's like angry all the time at him, and like all this. So he's talking to her friends, and he's all how are you guys not dealing with this? And they're like, oh, Shug, we deal with this. You just need to help her out herbally. and it takes place in Texas, right? So all of a sudden it shows him, he's all oh, and so he's like driving in his truck, and it shows him driving, and you can tell the lights changing, and all of a sudden he like looks up, and you see the billboard, and it's all "Welcome to New Mexico," and he goes, "I feel dirty already." And I was like, "Yeah," and he goes and gets her weed.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, "Yes, this is awesome, man." Yeah, he goes to New Mexico to buy weed, and it's funny because I think they actually use the billboard that you see when you drive in, and because Mike Judge is from here, and he does King of the Hill. I just thought it was hilarious because and he like goes in and he's all in the he's like me in a weed store because I've never smoked weed, so I go in a weed store. And do you smoke weed?
No, it's not my medicine.
Not your medicine.
Nope.
Okay.
I know the hair would throw you off, but no.
No.
It's
but
not
like
my medicine.
But like here's
I'm more on shrooms, but yeah.
Okay. Here's my gripe with cannabis. Like, all right, we made
other than you can't have it.
Well, nah, it's fine. But like we've made you legitimate in most states. Like I don't know how many there are, but there's a lot, right?
All the ones I go to.
You're legitimate. Let's legitimize like what the products are called. Right? I'm gonna go in and a regular everyday human being walking there, I don't need to go, I need the Bruce Banner Purple Dank.
Unfortunately, if that's what you're looking for, you're gonna have to say it by name.
Can we change the fucking names? I'm sorry. I'd like the Kermit the Frog, Diesel, whatever.
Diesel is actually a very used quantifier.
Oh, I know.
But it smells like diesel.
You know what
cookie, but you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying. It's so the names are so silly. Like it's just like, come on, man. You
got to think about the people that are growing it, though.
Okay.
They're not like these conglomerations from the 80s where like, I just think this is a good idea. They're like, I'm actually smoking this right now. I'm gonna call it Purple Dank.
Yeah, right. But it makes me laugh because you're like in there and somebody's like, I'll have 2 joints of the Pineapple Express, la la la, or whatever, which is I thought was just from the movie, but I think that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, very legitimate business, I
mean, they are becoming a legitimate business, so I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But I mean, even the cigarette industry doesn't make their things like this. What's some of it called? Blue. What?
Marlboro Reds, my friend. Oh. Tough as shit.
You want Reds or you want Blues? I don't know. This one's Turkish Royale.
Yeah. That's another man. That's another thing that in our lifetime, yours too, we watched the crumbling of that empire because the tobacco industry ruled the world. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So now we're watching the fall of like alcohol because the tobacco industry fucking like when we were kids.
I remember when it went down.
Fuck, man.
I worked for Philip Morris.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Philip Morris. And man, you go down to Salem and like you could smoke in elevators.
Oh yeah.
You could smoke in the hospital. You could.
Do you remember you would go in a bar and
they owned that town.
Even after I remember when smoking in a bar switched over in New Mexico.
Yeah.
But I still remember going into a bar and you'd just be in there and like, a couple of young attractive women would come in and they'd be like, hey, can we get your information and we'll give you a couple packs of cigarettes? And like, what? Do you remember this?
That was my job.
Yeah. Do you remember this?
I don't actually know.
There was like 2 different groups. There was like the Red Bull.
Red Bull girls.
The Red Bull girls, and then there was 3 groups.
Yeah, there's
3. The Red Bull girls, the cigarette people. I think it was usually Camel, wasn't
it? There was Camel and Marlboro. Marlboro handed out Zippos, and Camel just gave out cigarettes, like up to 4 at certain times.
I don't care who you are.
4 packs of cigarettes.
Smoke or don't smoke. A Zippo is cool. A Zippo lighter is cool, man. Mm-hmm. Is it not? Mm-hmm. You do that thing where, like, man, there always people that have one and they like do that thing on their pants where they flip it open and it would light.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But then there was the 3rd group. They were the liquor industry people. You'd be in a bar and they would come in and they'd be like, hey, if you do a shot of Jägermeister, we'll give you either a T-shirt, a ski hat, this poster,
I know the liquor people, but not the cigarettes.
Yeah. No?
I don't remember that. No.
Weird.
I worked for Camel Promotions. So yeah, that was my jam.
And they always had that little thing like that they would put your information in.
The Dolphin.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Weird.
It was a weird like I don't know. It was the brand name was actually Dolphin. That's what it said on it. It was the Dolphin.
Yeah.
And we'd scan your card and put you in our system.
The crazy one with the Red Bull one, it wasn't just bars. Like they would show up to parties. When I was in college, there was a couple of girls in college that worked for Red Bull, and they would wear like a plastic like backpack that just,
and they had the weird like Mini Coupe.
Yeah, they had the little Mini Cooper that had the little can on it, and they drove it around like on campus, and you'd be like, all right. And like that's how Red Bull like turned into like one of the biggest fucking like corporations in the world. And then Red Bull was like, you may not know what our product does because all of our advertisement, we're like doing the craziest fucking shit. We're gonna jump out of planes, skydive, and then land on some skis in the lake.
It gives you wings.
Yeah, but that's how they did it.
Huh?
They just show up places.
When you're in the military, there's a fourth one we're missing out on because we don't live in that world.
Wait, what?
The fourth one is you would show up to like an event, and they'd be like, hey, if we get your information, we'll give you a couple cans of Skull or Copenhagen. You don't like, now it's all Zin. Have you seen these, like these little pouches, the Zin pouches? No,
yes. I know exactly what they are.
So when I was a kid, if I grew up in a rural area, and a lot of people chewed tobacco. There was like this whole chewing tobacco time, and then it just ended.
Well, yeah, because I mean, there was a point in time that you wouldn't go around and kick a can because it was probably full of just disgusting tobacco spit.
Yep. No, you wouldn't drink a can of beer like laying at parties. What you're saying, but like when I was a kid, men, some women would have that can wear on their back pocket. You look at their back pocket of their pants, and they'd have like
the ring,
a circle where their Copenhagen can. Like, I don't even know where you buy Copenhagen anymore.
We don't even.
I rarely see people chewing. I don't know.
No, it's all okay.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, you chewed tobacco if you were into tobacco, but you didn't do those pouches because that's pussy shit. That was like the macho thing. You didn't do those pouches, and now that's all they have is the pouches, like the Zin. The Zin pouches are the pouches now. It's like a little pouch. You put it in your lip, and it's got nicotine in it.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but like there was either snuff or the Copenhagen.
Back in my day, there was snuff.
Yeah, there was snuff.
My brother would just be on an airplane, fucking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Snorting nicotine, but then there was chewing tobacco, which was or Copenhagen, which wasn't chewing tobacco. I guess it was.
Copenhagen came in. They came in different brands.
Yeah,
they had like long cut for a few.
Okay, that's what it was. There was like the Copenhagen in the can, and then there was like the long cut, which was that red man. Like you'd get it and you'd put it in your mouth and like chaw on it. Like,
yeah,
But anyway, you would go to like certain events and they would just be there. Like they'd be like, "Hey."
I just don't remember the tobacco. A lot of liquor and alcohol, but not tobacco or any product of that. No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, how do we get the liquor? I'm just kidding. How do we get him back on top here? I don't know, man.
No, I think I always thought snuff was disgusting. So like the second that wasn't on the market anymore, I was like, oh, good. That was so weird.
So when the current generation is my age, they'll be all. You remember when you were at the card shop playing Magic the Gathering and they'd just show up and start doing Jägermeister shots?
Handing out vapes to everyone.
I'm trying to think what people do now. Like,
it's vapes now.
What?
They would be like someone would probably just come by and like, here's a vape for this product.
What is the thing? Because you turn, can I say how old you are?
Yes.
You turn 50.
Yes. Yes.
What is the thing you look at now and you're like, what the fuck is that?
When out in public, people doing
anything, anywhere, you're like, okay, that's interesting.
It's a good question.
You don't have a like, I don't know about that kind of moment. I do all the time. I'm like,
I don't know.
Like, because I have a couple friends.
I've always been like, I don't know. I just my observations of, I don't know, humanity.
That's what I mean. Like, you
It's
gotta have, you don't have your Larry David moment where you're like, huh, I don't know about that. But like, because I do a lot of Comic-Cons, I do a lot of these things, and like, so everybody thinks that I'm like into all this stuff, and like, no, I'm definitely not. Like, I know what, like, I have to know what things are because of it.
That's research for anything that you're doing.
But like, the thing that really, like, if someone, and it's weird, going by the Comic-Cons, and Smiley, I think, agrees with me on this. I think we're going to start seeing less of like TV celebrities and movie celebrities at stuff like that, and more like YouTube celebrities.
Oh, yeah. No.
In the next 10 years, it'll be YouTube celebrities.
YouTube? What about Instagram and TikTok?
Sure.
And is that
absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
No, like that format specifically.
Short format stuff. We did this Comic-Con in El Paso. And they had like, the headliners were like 3 of the people from Marvel, the Marvel Universe. You know, a huge deal, right? They had people there from Star Trek. They had Star Wars people there, everything. The Marvel people, of course.
Some big name wrestlers, too.
Big name wrestlers, all kinds of shit. Of course, the Marvel people were probably the biggest lines, all that. Second biggest line, YouTuber. Never heard of him. Went and looked at him on YouTube. 7.5 million fucking followers, and that room was almost as full for the panel as the Marvel one.
Yep.
Interesting. I
Easily.
Didn't realize YouTube was a big.
Fuck me, man! It is
easily
huge.
as big. I'd never heard of this guy.
Maybe.
But then, to his credit, he was great.
He was great. He was charismatic. He was,
he knew how to work a room.
Oh,
I was like, whoa, okay.
He was a performer.
Maybe it's the content I watch. I don't know.
Yeah.
On YouTube, if you will. But I could kind of see like Instagram people and like some of those. I think because I have cats, so there's a lot of cat videos. But like I look at their followers, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people.
See, the problem is I don't.
He had these skits and characters. He had like fans that knew his characters. He was so on point. I was like,
this guy knows his shit.
Oh, damn.
See, I feel like the YouTube people a lot more than say like Instagram and TikTok, and I'll tell you why. Because those people, and what'll happen is I think you're correct. Like those people will punch through, and what'll happen is the ones that punch through will be the ones that will be more successful. You have a lot of, and I've done cons where local Albuquerque influencers have shown up, and they don't know how to perform.
Okay.
They're not performers.
Okay.
And their thing is, and I've worked with them with wrestling. Here's the problem: when they film the TikTok video or the Instagram thing. They film in their house. They film it out in public, but they're in control of it. And so it might take them 20, 30. You don't know. How do you know? How do you know how many things take them? So when you go up on stage,
you get one take.
You get one fucking take, right?
Yeah.
It's
go time.
Say let me throw it at you like this. So you perform Canteen probably a lot. Where do you perform at?
My last performance is Juneau.
Where do you perform at a lot? Juneau?
Because of my health, we have not been able to perform too much. And I had to replace a guitar player, so.
So when you're playing at Juneau and you have a crowd, 30, 40, 50, 60 people, right? And you start a song and you fuck up and you're like, jeez. Sorry guys. You could do that once. You do that every song? You think people are going to be fucking happy about it? I mean, are they?
Yeah, well, it's more or less just rolling with it. There's no I think as a band we're realizing what's going on.
Yep.
And then we just keep going, and it doesn't happen as often because
you're a professional.
We figured it out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, I've worked with some of those people, and I've had to literally tell them, "I'm sorry. I think you don't get this. Either you do it now, or we got to do something else. You can't just keep laughing. This is a do it now, You know,
it's that one take thing, dude.
and if you fuck up, roll with it and go.
Kind of make it part of the act.
You can't be like, hey guys, sorry, I fucked up again. You can't keep doing that like 25 times. And that's where you have the Instagram and the reels and the TikTok people. They don't have that. Not all, maybe there's some that do, but like the ones I've had to work with and the ones I've seen, when they get into the world we're in here, when you're in front of an audience and you're in front of people performing and you try to do that same shit, it doesn't work. Like if, for example, I can't be like, oh, hi guys, you guys know me, I'm such and such, and I'm here live in front of all of you, and oh wow, we have this product here, we have Topo Chico. Wow, this is really cool. Look at the can. Look how cool the can is. Listen. Do you hear that? Do you hear the can? It doesn't translate to a live audience.
Yeah.
A live audience is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right,
like,
it's direct. It's very in the moment direct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's the problem.
But like YouTube content, can't they like edit it and it's a little, and they can polish it, and it's a production. It's,
But again,
I mean, sometimes it's a full on TV show.
It's a full on. But that's where I was going. It's a full on TV show. If you're like showing up and you're fucking off, you have a whole crew there.
That YouTuber
that is like costing
an assistant.
That is costing money. So if you are not getting the shit and you're laughing every take, I say all this because this happened to me. I had to like help somebody like transition from that world to
live stage,
be in front of people, and it was a tough fucking jump. It's not for everybody. We're performers.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing is like you have kids these days. They're like, well, they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an influencer. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, it's a lot of work. Everything's a lot of work.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite artist on the planet?
Oh gosh, that's
living
that's like
or
the
dead?
meaning of life.
Living or dead?
Favorite artist on the planet? Oh,
that you've never seen.
That I've never seen.
Yep.
I love Prince.
Prince.
Yes.
Oh, fucking great.
Yes.
All right. Would you rather go watch Prince live or perform in front of what's your dream venue?
My dream venue?
Yeah.
Like locally or nationally?
No, playing, singing, being on stage.
Here locally in Albuquerque? Nope.
In the world.
Well, I'd have to play, but maybe the Whiskey A Go-Go in LA.
Okay. You can either go, I'll give you two choices. You can either go watch Prince perform, or you can perform in front of the largest crowd you've ever performed in front of in the Whiskey A Go-Go. Which is your choice?
I think I want to see Prince.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not expect you to say that.
Yeah.
I would have thought you'd have went the other direction.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. All right. See, I would be the one that I would be like.
I would have said the Roxy and definitely wanted to play there.
I would be like if someone's like
There's time to do that, but like he's such an influence and like I don't know.
What if if I said you'll never get to play it again if you say no?
I feel like you're pushing it now.
I am. Because I'm like, man, I really thought you were going to go the other direction.
Make a wish here.
I would love to have seen Prince, too. I don't get me wrong.
I know.
If somebody said, hey, would you like to perform in front of the largest audience you've ever performed from, and, maybe say, like, Madison Square Garden, or you can go see Prince, I'd be like, I would perform in front of the audience in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're going to get that chance ever again.
That's true.
You never know.
That's true.
Yep.
But
also, it's a fair point that you may never get to see Prince again because, I can't see Prince. I can't see the Beastie Boys. So sometimes, like, that's why I always, like, hate when people complain about ticket prices. I get it. They're fucking high. But we know why, because they
don't make money.
Dude, the fuel prices. Dude, you imagine being, what's the touring act right now? That's big. I mean, even the Taylor Swift. Let's go Taylor Swift.
Well, Evanescence is touring.
Okay,
they're doing really well. I believe. Yes.
Evanescence. How many?
Like Metric's on tour right now.
Yeah. How many?
Oh, nice.
Evanescence.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the band, they have their bus, right? You have the crew, they have their bus. Then how many semis do you think Evanescence has behind that to bring all of their stuff?
Because they had a lot going on, so
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they have to have their backdrop, instruments,
Pyrotechnics.
pyrotechnics. How much fuel do you think that costs just to drive across? So then people go, "Oh, the fucking tickets are insane." Well, yeah, the venue's got to make money because they've got to pay every single person that's working there. They've got to pay, and you know,
At the very base, the electricity.
right? You know, there's a lot to go. I just think people don't think about all that. And like, I went and saw Paul McCartney, and someone's like, "The tickets were too expensive," and I was like, "You'll never have another chance to see Paul McCartney in Albuquerque ever again,
Exactly.
ever again."
That's
So-
the first Beatle I ever seen in my life.
How did you go to that show?
I did, and I loved it. Mm-hmm.
It was fucking amazing. And how much did you pay?
125 for lawn.
Yeah, I was like 130, 140 for lawn.
That's not bad.
No, fuck no.
For
but
a
people,
Beetle?
but people were like, I just couldn't do it
I have my own Beatles, all right? I don't like the Beatles.
because you're wrong.
But I love...
Kidding.
All right, so, like, you know, like Tones on Tail, Love and Rockets.
Yeah.
And I got to see Love and Rockets in Portland. And I paid $125 to see them.
Okay.
Because I was like, I didn't even know these guys were ever going to tour ever again.
Right.
I mean,
Where
I
did
guess it's perspective.
Yeah.
And they're, like, hands down my favorite band.
Is Prince the big one for you? Is that be?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a big one.
Yeah. Prince was amazing.
I love Led Zeppelin too.
You'll never
seeing
see
Garbage.
that.
Seeing Garbage was amazing, and that was during my journey to Mayo. So I got to,
Yeah.
you know, Starcrawler open, and when Starcrawler, I'm like, whoa, who are these people? Like,
Right.
It was amazing, and then they're right here at the launch pad. Starcrawler, that was a treat. Yeah.
I'll have to check them out. It's there's a couple, like, I have a whole bucket list that I've gone through, and some will never happen. Beastie Boys will never happen. But like, I still need to see Weezer. I would love to see Green Day.
I still haven't seen New Order.
Yeah. New Order.
Yep.
Violent Femmes I'm going to see in September.
I've seen them twice.
I'm going to see them in September. Never seen them.
I saw James Brown before he died.
Oh, that's a good one.
And
That's
something
cool.
told me, get a ticket, because this man, and sure enough, and he passed that year. I also saw he's controversial, but like, well, in his day, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Well, James Brown just controversial.
I love Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah. Did he pass on?
Oh yeah.
I thought he was still alive.
No, he's gone. But he was playing this little, it's called a Little Opry, like between Bloomington and Nashville, Indiana. And I was driving, I think, to Columbus to get to my guardian, and
Yeah.
it was on the marquee. I turned my car around and I did it because
Yeah.
he's, you know, I did it.
Yeah.
Older than old, but he's
Yeah.
like kicking
Great
back.
ball.
No,
back.
he was.
Yeah,
you're talking,
it was cool.
You're talking
I mean,
about a Sun Records musician. I wasn't old enough to be cognitive, but I got to see Johnny Cash when I was a little kid. My parents took me, but I don't remember it. But speaking of all this, I haven't actually addressed this, but something happened that I kind of feel like I was not aware of it, and it made me upset and sad. Do you know who Charlie Crockett is? Mm-hmm. So Charlie Crockett, Smiley probably doesn't know who Charlie Crockett is.
I do not.
Charlie Crockett is pretty big in the country scene, but like when I say country, I don't mean like Nashville, Cashville country. I mean like the modern day outlaw movement. Like when Charlie Crockett comes, he plays El Rey, and he probably sells it out. He does really well, right? So
Any relation to Jimmy Crockett?
No, I don't think so. He recorded a new record. And he recorded the new record in my cousin's studio in Clovis, New Mexico.
Wow.
What?
Yep. Yep.
What?
My cousin was a guy named Norman Petty, who was famous for recording Buddy Holly's music and Waylon Jennings.
Wow.
And so Charlie Crockett just wanted to record in that studio. And no one has recorded in that studio since Waylon. Back in the day, after Buddy Holly died, he was like one of the last people. So, if you're Charlie Crockett and you're going to go record in this studio, you got to have a producer. Shooter Jennings produced Charlie Crockett in that studio in Clovis, and they came out with the album, and they did a launch, and they did it in Clovis, and I didn't even know about it until after it was over. I was like, motherfucker. There's a whole song on there called Clovis. It's my hometown. It's like where I'm from. So I'm kind of bummed that I missed out on all that. I was like, damn.
Very cool.
That's very cool. It is very cool.
Yeah.
And, say what you will about whoever, but, that's pretty cool. So, I don't know. I'm a big... if alcohol dies out, there'll still be alcohol somewhere, some way, somehow, right?
Hey, it doesn't have to be the huge industry it is right now.
No, it doesn't.
Or was. I'm totally fine with where it's going.
I'm cool with making shine in a bathtub.
I mean,
but music, man,
you don't need 300 different types of freaking indie beer, all right? No,
but I feel like the thing with music is maybe this is good, maybe this is bad, because if you want to listen to music, you have to go out and watch it, like you used to,
Yeah, maybe everything doesn't have to be nationalized.
Yeah,
Maybe the fun thing about going to other places is that they have different beer,
different music,
they have different
beer.
bands.
Yeah, maybe Smiley, they'll have a beer that is in a different area, and you really want it, but it's not allowed. Right? Hear me out. It's not allowed. So, you buy a Trans Am in a semi truck, and you drive it there.
That's right.
Bound and down.
Going back to the old days. I'm sorry, I just really wanted some Coors.
That's the whole plot of Smokey and the Bandit, right?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, see, I told you we get stupid in the second hour.
It's fun.
It's super fun. But anyway, we have we're gonna get out of here. Stacia, you have an amazing event coming up September 5th for Love of Lymphoma.
Yep.
Where people can go out and watch live music. You don't have to buy it, but you can. Right?
Maybe donate a little.
Donate, just a couple $1,000s of your
nice.
Money.
Yes.
For tax purposes.
It depends how much you need off your taxes.
Yeah.
Go big.
Always go big.
Yeah. Always go big. And then buy some merch from the bands. Is there going to be merch sales there? Probably. Probably.
I could do a merch table if the bands want to provide that.
Yeah. And then make them donate a portion. I'm just kidding.
Donating their time.
Donate some of the portions of proteins. They'll be all, can we come on your show to talk about the dark side of the For Love of Lymphoma? I'm just kidding. The dark side of it all. And then she took the money. I'm just kidding. No.
And helped people with it.
No, it's pretty amazing. Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's pretty awesome. It's a great thing. I'll be there. So, yeah. I'll donate.
Much appreciated.
I'll donate some money. Smiley.
I don't know. Send me the date. I'll see if I can get the day off.
September 5th. I just sent it to you.
Labor Day weekend.
Via microphone. Ooh, I'm off on that Monday. Nice.
Get wild at the Love of Lymphoma.
You said the wrong thing. You said a holiday weekend. I work at a liquor store. There's no way I can get that off.
Nobody buys liquor anymore, Smiley.
Well,
great excuse, liar.
Fun fact, we're one of only 2 liquor stores in the city that stays open after 10.
That is true. Now, I don't want to be there after 10, but hey, whatever.
But everyone else is.
Fun. But yeah, come on out. Tractor Brewing Wells Park. Great venue. Great venue for music. Great venue for an event.
Great people.
You said a car show?
Classic car show.
I would be there if I wasn't performing. Right. I'd be like a car show. Sweet.
You got me hooked on that one. I was all
Yeah. You think they'll have a let's see, a 1957? I'm just kidding. There's some pretty cool cars in this town, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Come out just for that.
I like when they set in Old Town. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Isn't it? We live in a very cool car culture of a town, but we're going to get out of here. I want to thank Stacia for coming on the show and for having this event, for having me be a part of it. I want to thank Smiley for being here.
I showed up.
And I want to thank you, the viewer, for listening and watching and being a part of this. And with that, we are 10 drink minimum. Oops.